Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app.
Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, and what I'm really into these days, mysteries and thrillers.
Love them. And one of our friends, Elena Urquhart, you might know her from a little podcast called Morbid, wrote The Butcher and the Wren. It's a really great thriller about a serial killer. I mean, it is so scary. I cannot wait for the next one. And I love to listen to it.
And guess what? As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. You know, Ronnie, I use DoorDash all the time to get food from restaurants, but what's really cool about it is that you can also use it for groceries and like tons of stuff. Home essentials, pet food would be good for you. I mean, there's actually so much more than just restaurant delivery.
Oh, I know. I use them all the time for all sorts of things.
I love to cook. You love to cook. And I can't tell you how many times I am midway down my recipe and I realize I am out of something and I just can get some nice fresh veggies delivered to my door super quickly to finish that meal.
And the DoorDash app allows you to customize, you can substitute, you can schedule and track your order, and you can communicate with your shopper while you're receiving real-time updates.
I know. It's kind of like an all-in-one solution for our lifestyles.
You can shop with DoorDash and enjoy big savings. Use code CRAPPENS24 to get 50% off up to a $10 value on $15 minimum subtotal on your next convenience, grocery, or retail order. For eligible users only, terms apply. Do you struggle trying to reach those corner lashes when applying mascara? L'Oreal Paris' new Panorama Mascara catches every lash for corner-to-corner volume.
Your sister has been using this, right?
She loves it. Yes, they sent me some, and I gave it to my sister and my nieces. And actually, I looked at, I saw my niece the other day and was like, your eyelashes, is that the new mascara? She's like, yes, look at them. They were like fanned out. I mean, this is a great product.
You can buy Panorama Mascara on Amazon today.
Want to see life in panorama with fully fanned out lashes? Now you can with L'Oreal Paris Panorama Mascara that creates corner-to-corner panoramic lash volume.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the one and only hilarious Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, welcome to your summer house recap. Are you excited today?
I sure am. I can't wait to talk more about alcoholism and toxic relationships. Bravo's just shoving it down our fucking throats lately with alcoholism and toxic relationships, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, we love to hear that. You know what we are also here for? Performing. We'll be at Netflix as a Joke, which we'll be performing. We'll be doing one of our shows in Hollywood, which is really fun. We haven't done a show in Hollywood in a very long time. It's going to be May 3rd at the Kookaburra Lounge, so get your tickets. I think about, it'll be a really good, fun room. Really excited for that. And then also we're going to London and we're going to Dublin and we're going to, I almost said Edinburgh. Unfortunately not Edinburgh, but we are going to Birmingham. And that is going to be great. That's going to be late May, our first European shows of all time. Can't wait to saunter about those cities and take in the local culture. So that's going to be great. The tickets are at watchwhatcrappens.com. And be sure to join us on Patreon, where you can listen to our weekly bonus episode. We're going to be doing a full Top Chef bonanza this week. We're going to talk about our first impressions of the new season, Kristen Kish, etc. We'll also do like one thing that we love doing, which is just going through the cast and making flash judgments, semi-flash judgments, because we will have seen the first episode, but still flashy. And it's gonna be great. It'll be so great. Come join us, okay? But today it's time for some good old fashioned summer house.
Summer house.
Summer house. Summer House. The adventure continues.
So we open up with Lindsay escaping the house because she just got in trouble with Carl. And she squeezes between the gates because she can't open the electric gates and is now just walking down the side of the road in the Hamptons. And then Carl's just alone in the backyard. And everyone's like, oh my God, Lindsay's gone? Where's Lindsay? Did anybody take notes about where Lindsay went? Kyle.
It was very Summer House the way the news broke about Lindsay's departure. Gabby walked into the kitchen and goes, Lindsay's gone. And Meta goes, what? Lindsay's gone. What? They probably did that for another 10 minutes. They just edited it out. Edited it out.
Yeah, that's very Amanda. So then West is flirting with Sierra and lifting her up. And, he's sweaty. And she's pointing it out. She's like, you're damp. And he's like, literally, I am. And Amanda's like, Sierra was like, I'm wet.
Amanda was indexing really high on the annoyance scale for me this week. I don't know what it was. I just was like,
man,
everything
she can't win. If she's happy, she annoys us. If she's sad, she annoys us. Can Amanda win? Can she just have a day where she wins?
I know. She just needs to make more guacamole. So then...
Seriously, you know what? I've really soured on Amanda since she stopped with her guacamole. I mean, if that's your personality trait, that's like the least toxic trait she has, is being the one who made the guac. And I feel like she needs to bring the guac back. You can't just start not making guac and expect me to like you. Who does that?
Yeah, she really needs to do that. So now Carl's in the backyard. He's sitting in a bucket hat. And so he FaceTimes his mom, Sharon. He's like, hey there. Hey, Mom. Hey, Sharon. She's like, you look quite dapper. She's like, yeah, you look great, by the way. Oh, you look dapper, too, in like a mom way. Oh. Anyway, I'm just in the backyard of the Summer House. I know you might have thought I was at the White House still, but no. Back in the Hamptons, Mom. Just me, Carl, your son.
Oh, you just look so presidential in your Gilligan hat, honey. I just wasn't sure where you were. Oh, by the way, can you see Lou, or is it just me? Do you know how the phone works? Why do mothers refuse to understand FaceTime? Can you see Lou in the picture of your phone, lady? No, then we can't see Lou either. If you can't see, we don't have magic screens that we can see Lou in that you can't see Lou in.
I know. Yeah, I can only see you, which is good enough for me. I mean, I love Lou, but I love my mom more. Prettiest woman in the world, huh?
Well, that's a shame because Lou's a real baby arm these days. Am I right, Lou? All right, Lou, put a pillow over that thing. You never know. Carl might see you.
I can't see him still. Still can't see him. It's not the way FaceTime works, Mom. Love you anyway. You're the best mom in the world.
So what's on the docket for this evening, honey?
Oh, we're going to go camping in our backyard, which is insane. Insane, Mom. Camping in our backyard. It's pretty amazing.
Lou from off camera. Is Lindsay going to go camping? Ha ha.
And then we see Lindsay walking back onto the property. Listen, you guys can make Lindsay sound like as much of a princess as you want, but she was just in the wilderness, okay? She was walking on the side of the road in the Hamptons alone.
Yeah, it's very scary. So Carl's like, I'm not sure she go camping. We've been in a tough spot today a little bit. I think we're both feeling really hurt by things that get sad, and I get really down, and I'm just sad because it's I try my best to communicate and share how I'm feeling without trying to hurt her or make her more upset. And I think that's just what happened this afternoon. Unfortunately, I think I walked upstairs and she was tearing up talking to Gabby. So I don't know. She was really sad and stuff. You know what I'm saying, Mom? Hello.
She's like, oh yeah, she's so hard. Relationships. Lou, keep the pillow on. I'm still on the phone with Carl, you little rapscallion.
Carl, did you see that? I hope you didn't see that. It's still off screen, Mom. You just have to look at your phone, and if you see Lou, then he's on screen. If you don't, he's not on screen.
It's hard to concentrate because he put a TV guide with Valerie Bertinelli on the cover over his private parts, and I keep looking down there and getting excited, but I see Valerie Bertinelli standing back up. Can you see Lou right now, Carl? It's hilarious.
No, but I think I heard him say something like hot in Cleveland, more like hot on the Jersey Shore for Sharon. I didn't know what that meant.
All right, gotta go, Kyle. Carl. Sorry, Carl.
Wow, Mom. Wow.
Sorry, can't concentrate.
Just really
Baby
hurt.
arms making Valerie Bertinelli's face move. Gotta go, Carl. So Lindsay's in the kitchen, and Amanda's like, Gabby was looking for you. She saw you. She saw that you weren't here, and then I was like, what? And then she said you went for a walk, and I was like, what?
I know. I went for a walk. And Amanda's like, so you were just walking on the side of the road? And Lindsay goes, yeah. And I almost got hit by a mail truck.
Yeah, this mail truck almost hit me, and I was like, are you on coke? Cocaine mail truck?
Was it Carl driving the mail truck?
It's like that mail truck snorted Carl. Why can't I get Carl and Kyle the same
it's two
today?
times.
Am I on
Two
coke?
times in a row. Wow. I
Jesus.
feel like the erasure. So,
This is Carl Erasure.
could you imagine if Lindsay got run over by a mail truck? Of all the ways. She wouldn't have died. She probably would have hurt a toe. That mail truck would have been totaled. She would have been alive. She'd be like, what? It just hit me and bounced off of me?
So they're like, so Carl, what's going on? Oh, Lou's still on now Lou's on
They
the
are
phone
still
with
on the
Carl.
phone.
So Carl's really still just on this mom call. So Lou's like, so Carl, has this been happening with Lindsay a lot? He's like,
Well, we did have an argument last weekend as well. And last night, we kind of unearthed things from last weekend. So it was an argument last night, but it was an argument about last weekend that unearthed things about the weekend before. It's a lot of unearthing.
But you know what, though? Some of that earth that was unearthed was from the White House back lawn. So it was pretty good earth. So then Sharon's like, oh, well, I'm sorry you're hurt, honey. Okay, he really needs to go. It's becoming an issue with this Valerie Bertinelli TV guide. Okay, we're going to go for real this time. Bye, honey. So Carl's like, well, I know relationships are going to have their ups and downs. Sort of like that TV guide that was popping into view on the FaceTime there. But I love Lindsay, and I don't want to focus on fighting. I just want to move past it. I was just can we just have one fun night? Is it so hard to ask that we just suppress our feelings for one more weekend until we get it to the wedding, and then we can have a horrible romance? Is it so much to ask for?
yeah, I don't understand all this need to express your feelings to each other. I've been keeping things down for years, and I'm doing great. Right, guys? I'm doing great. So Carl hangs up with them, and then Jesse's in the pool with his giant smile, hey. And Gabby's like, why are you so concave in your chest? Why? I need it explained to me. What's with the concave?
I feel like that's not actually a very nice question to ask someone, but I guess he's gotten it so much, and he has sort of invited it because he's talked about his dent.
He's like, oh, I could hold a 12-pack in here.
Yeah. He's like, God made me this way. And she goes, just a lot of hair, too. It's one thing to be concave, but it's another thing to grow weeds in your cave. So can you shave that concavity, please? Thank you very much.
She does a shot out of his chest. And Danielle has a care package for everyone because they're going to have an outdoors night. And Danielle's going to make sure we party.
Party time with Aunt Danielle. So now it's nighttime and everyone's getting dressed, getting ready to do their camping out in the backyard thing. And West and Sierra flirt some more. He's like, hey, come party. And she's like, what do you mean come party? Do you mean just hang out? He's like, yeah, hang out. But I wouldn't say that because it's too obvious. She goes, so now I've got to decode your messages. I've got to waste that time. It's like, okay, well then come hang out. And there's cute, and America loves them.
America loves them.
America loves them.
So Gabby talks to Lindsay, and she's like, oh my God, have you guys talked? And Lindsay says, no, I'm just trying to enjoy what's left of my day here. I was this close to death this morning. I mean, seriously, I could have been dead, but I'm here. And now I'm going to live life to its fullest. I am putting a stamp on life, and I am sending it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when we send it every weekend, we're going to almost send it into my foot. So let's be careful with what we send things with.
She's like, okay, but I don't want to talk about it either, but the energy that you guys are putting out is palpable. So talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, but like, who doesn't fight? Like, that's like a normal thing in relationships to do. Like, I just want to enjoy my weekend and like enjoy Danielle's stupid camping event and like not deal with this like bullshit anymore. Like, repress, obviously.
This is not what couples do. Okay.
Yeah.
Normal couples do not just come into situations with groups and make everything about them and completely bicker and fight the whole time and involve everybody there in their drama. I know some couples do, but of course it's Lindsay to think like it's totally normal
Yeah.
to berate your partner in front of groups of people and ruin everybody's weekend every single weekend. What's not normal about that?
Yeah. That seems like perfectly fine. Like one could make an argument that bickering is normal. I don't even know if bickering, honestly, I don't feel like I see a lot of bickering with the couples that I'm friends with, etc. But like full on fighting like this, I don't think that that's normal. I don't think, and if it is normal, then just also know that you're the couple that everyone doesn't like being around. So like just be like, yeah, it's like normal. It's like, fine. Well, also just know it's normal that we all can't stand being near you.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of normal on this show, but in general, It's not normal. So Gabby's like, oh my God, the stress of fighting has done detrimental things to my appearance. Like, I'm supposed to be here finding a relationship, okay? And I'm like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, so.
She's literally ringing a bell on top of the summer house. She's like, I don't know what's happening to me. So now they're getting dressed some more and they're setting up the backyard. And Carl's like, hey, Danielle, thanks for setting this up. That's awesome. So Danielle's giving everyone gift bags that have like walkie-talkies in them. And everyone, the bags are like color-coded. So you got a teammate and everything. And it's all very much like that Josh Duhamel show that was on over the summer. What was it? Buddy Games or whatever. So it's stupid. And Carl's like, oh, I love it.
I think I have like Josh Duhamel shows blocked on my DVR. I think that's just that's a general block for me.
Oh, yeah. That's a fair point.
Can you do that? Just block
Josh Duhamel.
like certain people. Like I do that on realtor.com. I like to really go on like Realtor and then look for houses and be like blocked. Like that's how I feel powerful these days. I'm like, that house isn't good enough for me. Block. I hate your linoleum, so get it together.
You have to
How
block
about we try an
houses.
update without trying to farmhouse everything? Okay. What are we, Chip and Joanna? Blocked.
Wow, block.
That might end up in there.
because you push the Padma button. Hi, please welcome my dear friend. Not this house. Block.
Who does step down living rooms anymore? Block.
Wow, nice split level. That means there's a landing in between both levels of blocked.
Okay, so they're getting ready to
Not my best work.
Let's just keep it moving. That joke has been blocked somehow. So West is like, so they're playing all these games. They're having competitions. And one of them is competitive tent putting together ish or like tent erecting. Tent erecting is a real bitch. I'll tell you that much.
So
I've
annoying.
had so many experiences with tent erecting. I think it's very difficult. I don't understand those stupid little sticks. And while part of me really really has to give credit to whoever engineered this shit, because it is very smart, right? It's like little tubes that you kind of stick together and then I don't know. Some people can do it so fast. I feel so stupid. I just feel so stupid. I am so sick of tents. I've had it with tents.
I would feel more like it. I can't remember the last time I made a tent. It was probably like eight or 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, actually. And I know there's like that moment where you feel stupid, but it's especially soul crushing when you know you're like in the backyard of a mansion and then you could just be in the mansion instead.
No, because that's you're like, oh look, we're seeing what it's like to like live in a tent city or whatever it is. Like we're good people. But let me tell you,
I don't know if that's exactly the tent experience they're going for, but
well, whatever. But the last time I did it was with the lesbians. They always try to do stuff like that with me. They're like, oh, you know, it would be fun to watch Ronnie put up a tent. And I know they're just like sitting there making me do it because they're like on lesbian TikTok or something, taking videos of me. And then everybody's like laughing at Uncle Fester over there and not knowing it. They're like, hey, Ronnie, are you putting together that tent? You having fun? Here, catch these keys. Whoa!
You're like, fuck this tent. Block. They're like, it's still there, Ronnie. No, I'll try it again.
You can't block lesbian tents, Ronnie. Stupid.
Please welcome my dear friend, a lesbian tent. She's a best-selling author, and now the host of her new cooking show, Tents for Tipples. Please welcome Joanna, the tent. It's an activist
Tents for
show.
Tipples. Tipper Gore, who isn't a lesbian, but her name is close to Tipple. So, Tipper, what do you think of lesbians?
Please welcome what two-time second first lady because she was a vice president's wife and lady who didn't like rap music and my dear friend Tipper Gore. Welcome. Tell us about your tent.
So what they're putting together these tents, and Lindsay's really good at it because like she's very controlling, and that's how you have to be with tents. You have to be like, no, you hold this stick. Now I'm putting the stick through there. Now you get your stick through this hole. Stupid. That's how you put together tents. I've never seen somebody put together a tent peacefully, okay, except of course the lesbians who somehow just speak this language to
Tent
each
language.
other that they're like twins. Nobody can hear them speaking. They just like give each other a nod, like a grave nod, and then suddenly they're putting sticks through holes perfectly and getting it all together into. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's not all lesbians. It's my lesbians, you know?
Yeah. No, it's like it feels like an extension of arts and crafts. You know, I feel like a lot of lesbians that I know, they, you know, you meet, you say hi to them and they're like, oh, look, I just crocheted an owl. And so it's sort of like tent, but posting a tent is sort of in that same style. You have to stick something in and weave it through. It's like a big version of crochet.
Okay. So he's teamed up with Lindsay and he loves it. He's like, if a plane crashed and I had one person to choose to survive in the wilderness with, it's Lindsay. Because she'd be like yelling at me for the kindling I brought back. And I'd be like, we're going to make it. Hopefully she would
She'd
give you
also
a haircut because you are too old for that haircut. That is a high school child's haircut and I need it to change. And also trim your mustache because you know what? I've realized I really, really like West. And now I care about West because I've decided that I liked him and now I need to help him. The mustache is too long and your hair is stupid. Please change it because I really like you and get a job.
I'm okay with his look. That's kind of his thing. He's sort of shaggy and little hipstery.
It's the push forward curly hair that teenage boys have. Why are you okay with it on a 40-year-old but not a teenager?
I don't know. I didn't notice. I didn't really think of it that way. That's probably going to ruin it for me. I'm going to have to see how I feel next week.
Yeah, it's that teenage boy hair where they just like push forward their bangs and curl their bangs and then push them forward.
Yeah, puffy bangs. So they're doing this. They're making tents. They're racing around. They gotta get sleeping bag again. They're sleeping bags, and it's exciting. And Kyle wins.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
When you're an American Express Platinum card member, don't be surprised if you say things like,
Chef, what course are we on? I've lost count.
or,
Shoot that!
and even,
Checkout's not until 4, so...
because the American Express Platinum card offers access to exclusive reservations at renowned restaurants, elevated experiences at live events, and 4 p.m. late checkout at fine hotels and resorts booked through Amex Travel. That's the powerful backing of American Express. See how to elevate your experiences at americanexpress.com/withAmex. Terms apply.
Since 2013, Bombas has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombas donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code WONDERY for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/Wondery, code WONDERY.
So now we go to Carl sitting in a chair, and Lindsay comes over and is like, "Did you find your canteen?" And he's like, "Oh, I did not." She's like, "Do you want me to scout it out?" He's like, "Oh, it's okay. It was just like full of regular still water, like a normal canteen." So glad we're like in love again, and we just like patch this up by just repressing all our issues.
That was such a good water joke.
Yeah, water in a canteen.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
I hope
we're
you
back.
find it because you've got to have cotton mouth right now. You're totally high, I think.
I love when you joke like that.
So So yeah, they're like back to it. And so now I think we should play a traditional game. Spin the bottle, Kyle. So now we're spinning the lover boy because
Yeah. Notice how that made me instinctively yawn. That was not even intentional. That was not even an Andy Cohen to Dorit passive aggressive yawn. I literally started to yawn the moment you said we have to play a traditional game. I was like, okay.
And lover boy. It's like mixing
Lover Boy.
all the things together, mixing just all the boring things together.
So
But they're
it's,
doing
it's
it. They're gonna do
spin
it.
the bottle. Spin the bottle with raunchy dares. So Amanda licks Kyle's inner thigh, and then Jesse has to take off his shirt because he can't take off his pants because he's not wearing underwear. And then two people have to kiss. So Sierra and West kiss, which is like really cool because America loves it. And then Kyle. I'm just gonna say that every time we talk about them because America loves it.
America's so into West and Sierra.
They're unblocked. Kyle and Lindsay have to do. They run around the pool. He has no pants on. She has no top on. It's
crazy.
raunchy. It's
like
raunchy and
topless,
wild.
making out. You know what? I'd like to see a game on here where they do adult things, where they're like, okay, spin the bottle. Whoever this lands on has to find 3 tax breaks in under 5 minutes.
Whoever this lands on has to fix the shelves in the closet.
Whoever this one lands on needs to set up auto billing for our electric bill.
I have so many tasks to do. I need to source a. Okay, Ronnie, I have a crafty question for you. I keep my utensils. I don't keep them in a drawer. I keep them in like a caddy because just to open up more drawer space to put other things in the drawer. So it's like a little caddy on the countertop. So it's all the utensils in there, maybe in flatware. And the thing is, it's kind of porcelain. And every time I put like a knife in there and it like sort of like drops down to the bottom, I'm always afraid it's going to ultimately crack that porcelain. And I'm wondering, I would like to put some sort of cushioning in there. Like maybe, is it like, do you think felt, a nice circle of felt would be good? What do you think?
Because the silverware would occasionally have driplets or droplets on it, and then it would get the felt nasty. I would get that liner for cabinets that you put under glasses, under glassware.
Like
it's
contact
that-
paper?
No, it's rubber.
Oh,
It's like you see it at bars that goes on top of bars.
Totally.
Yeah, get that. That's super cheap.
Thank you.
can cut it
I
up.
knew you'd know. Thank you.
I use one of those caddies too sometimes when people are over because I live in a farmhouse, so I can be like, guys, let's have dinner. Here's a farmhouse caddy, and it has all the forks. Everyone's like, oh my
Pass
god,
me
that
your
is so
mason
smart. I'm
jars.
like, I'm from a farm. Okay, this is a Chip and Joanna farmhouse caddy for silver.
But it is really helpful.
And then they're
Okay,
like, why
great.
is it all plastic? I'm like, shut the fuck up. We're in the country. Okay, so truth or dare. And Jesse has called somebody over from Raya
Yeah.
to get banged
Well,
because he's
there's a-
apparently not going to get laid in this house. So
Yeah. And so now he does this whole spiel of like, oh, I'm hoping to meet a girl who really makes me not care about any other girls. And right now I feel like I'm looking for other girls. And I would love for all that noise to be like, shh, but maybe that doesn't go away. Maybe I just need to go away and get ready. And I'm not ready. I'm like, okay, so this is like the fuckboy monologue where you see like a tender soul looking for love, but you're just not there yet.
but he's addicted to putete, and that's what he says because the way he describes it is like I describe food noise, when I talk about it all the time because I love talking about food noise. That's what I love. Bring it to funk, bring it to food noise. That's my Broadway show, okay? And I was just talking about it with Ben, like how there's food noise there, and it's like drug noise. Like I'm just you think about it all day long, and so I understand Jesse a little bit better now because he's not addicted to M&Ms. He's addicted to vaginas. So I guess it's the same thing. I was so glad sometimes that I'm addicted to the things I'm addicted to, and not like vagina. I feel like it's so much easier to get M&Ms.
Listen, with Jesse, he's lying to himself because he's telling this whole spiel about how he's just looking for a girl that makes him not want to look at any other girls. But if you're leaving your friends, like you have something that you're doing with your friends and it's like a friend activity and you're leaving it at like 10 p.m. because there's a girl 2 minutes away, you're not looking for your girlfriend at that moment. You're looking for ass. So stop lying to us and acting like you're on a search for the one. You're just looking for a nut.
Well, but you never know. Maybe you'll fall in love with that nut.
Well, that's what
that
you tell
nut
yourself.
Receptacle.
That's what you tell yourself. But it's really
we're gay
just
people. What are we talking about? We're the biggest sluts in the world.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking from experience. I remember in my Grindr hookup days, it was always like, I would always tell myself like, yeah, this would be like a fun hookup, but also like, what if this winds up being a boyfriend? Like it's not,
Yeah.
it's not, it's a hookup's a hookup. It's not, it's just, that's just not the way it works.
Well, I've been listening. I just want you to know. And I will marry you, M&Ms. Okay, so Jesse is wasted.
I support that.
And the Uber comes to get him, and he sees his Uber, and he's like, hey!
Yeah.
So that was
So you
really
never
funny.
seen an Uber before?
Was it the girl in the Uber, or was it just the Uber there to pick him up?
Was it the mail truck?
The mail truck's back. He's like, Lindsay's in there. Don't tell anybody I told you. I left the back gate open. Run her over. She's in tent number 2.
Lindsay just sees the glimmer of a poster tube coming around the corner. Oh my God, it's back! It's
Oh my God, it's the Eagle Bogs here to kill me. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
It's being stalked. So anyway, so Jesse leaves and Gabby goes inside and they all go to sleep and everything. They're all in their tents and stuff. And West and Sierra are in the same tent and his leg is like on her and she's like, you've got like a heavy leg and I like that button. She slaps the button. We all laugh because, America loves it. And so then they're just like intense and it's like cute. And then we go to Amanda and Kyle. This loveless marriage continues to crumble with Amanda saying, don't touch me, you're hot. I was like,
Too hot
okay.
to be touching me. And Amanda's also doing electric toothbrush in the tent.
Yeah, what was up with that?
If
How are you
people
gonna-
can go inside to pee, you can go inside to brush your teeth.
You can-
I think that's how little she wants to kiss Kyle, that she's just going to go lie there with toothpaste all over her mouth,
Yeah, you're going to have to spit it out. Like, you're going to leave the tent, so might as well just do it in the bathroom.
So we keep thinking something's about to happen because they show everybody going to their tent, and they show everybody kind of getting ready for bed, and then they show the sun turning to the moon, then they show it raining, then they show one person start to get up, and then it was just a lot of nothing happening is my point. I thought there was going to be some drama, but no, it just rained, and a lot of people went
rained,
inside. And so now
which I
it's
liked.
morning.
I like that it rained on Danielle's event. I felt like that was appropriate.
And Gabby, I don't know, it's morning now, so they're doing morning things. And Amanda was like, you know what, Kyle? It was really nice to see Lindsay and Carl getting along last night, Kyle.
I wish we slept in the tent the whole time. It wasn't great waking up to all that water, but it was like nice waking up to all that light, right? Speaking of waking up in the light, I was like, oh God, she's gonna ruin light, isn't she?
She's
ruining. I can already tell.
Can we move to New Jersey? It's the only place with natural sunlight, Kyle.
What was this bullshit? Well, I feel like if I'm in light, I'll be a lot more fun, and that could like fix everything. I'll be Amanda 2.0 in the light.
I love that she's using fuckboy language against her ex-fuckboy of a
I know.
husband.
Amanda, I hate to break it to you. You're currently in a house which has a lot of natural light, and it's not helping anything.
Also, just to warn everybody who's thinking this is a good idea, I wake up to the sunlight every single morning, and I'm still a bitch. I'm probably a bigger bitch than ever, okay? I'm a moody bitch. It doesn't help. It doesn't
I have
help.
to say, I used to be in an apartment where my bedroom faced east, and that sun would come pouring in first thing in the morning, and it was like literally the worst thing in the entire world. So I think it's a little overrated.
I don't stay in bed long enough for it to pour in. Like, I come up, my eyes open right when the sun starts to come up. Because in the country, like, it's so quiet out here. And you really hear the world coming to life. It's like right at, I don't know, what time is it? Like 6 something. You hear like tweet, 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 tweet. And then you'll hear like a worm making its way through the grass. And then you'll hear the first truck in
my
the
way
neighborhood
through the
turning
grass.
on. And then you'll hear the first drip of coffee down the street coming out because it's so quiet. It's like drip, 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 drip. I'm like, I'm ready to go.
I love this Maxwell House commercial.
Yeah. And by ready to go, I mean, that's when I reach under my pillow and get my cell phone, swipe it open, and start reading through Reddit for 2 hours.
Ronnie was too mean. Ronnie was mean to the earthworm.
No, not that kind of Reddit. About everything else.
Tech.
Okay, so let's see.
So Amanda wants natural light because she feels, I think what she's trying to say is that she's affected by, like, maybe she's seasonal affectational disorder. Seasonal.
No, what she's trying to say is she doesn't want to live with Kyle anymore, period. Kyle wants to stay in the city, keep their apartment because they also have their office there, which means that's a huge tax write-off for all of that rent and stuff. That's a huge business write-off. And he wants to stay there because he still wants to go party and live in the city, which I don't blame him, you know? And Amanda wants to go live down the street from her parents, who Kyle does not want to live right down the street from because all they serve him is derision. You know?
Yep.
And Amanda's like, don't you want to live next to my parents? I mean, all they do is give you muffins and coffee. It's like, no, I don't fucking want your mom over here side-eyeing me with her dry-ass muffins, Amanda. No, I don't. She's like, but I want to. But if we get a place in Jersey, then you can stay in Manhattan and I can go live in Jersey. So now you just want to leave your husband. Just leave your husband. What are you trying to stay together with your husband for? You don't like him.
He's also, let's be honest, he is not a Jersey type. I think that Kyle moves to Westchester. Moves to Scarsdale, moves to Rye or Harrison. He is not going out to New Jersey. That's just not Kyle's vibe.
I feel like he'd be fancier. Although Jersey, there's very fancy parts of Jersey.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
But I think that I think he's Westchester. Or he's like Fairfield, Connecticut. He's like New Canaan or Darien or anywhere, but I just don't think he's just not Jersey. And so Amanda's saying, like, I just want a backyard and I want to sip coffee on my back deck and I want dew on my grass. She's doing this whole romanticized backyard living thing that I guarantee she'll have coffee out there once per year.
Well,
and walk never barefoot in the grass.
Dream, you know, that little shop of horrors somewhere that's clean. I had that dream, and now I have a backyard. Guess what's back there? Dog shit. Okay? Years and years worth piled up on top of each other. Because I feel like especially people from the city are like, oh, I have a backyard now. I never have to walk the dogs again. And then they just poop. And then you're like, I'll get that later. And then before you know it, it's the La Brea tar pits back there. It's not peaceful.
So what you're saying is no backyard barbecues at your place anytime soon.
No, there's no going outside. It's horrible air. It's horrible air out there.
And there's some feathers from a bird. So now we go to Lindsay and Carl lying in bed, and now they seem to be happier. And so Lindsay's like, you know, I thought, like, overall last night was, like, really fun, except for when that, like, mail truck showed up. But, like, how did I, like, wind up, like, running naked around the pool with Kyle?
Well, it was a game. You know, it was part of the game because we were playing this game, and it was called Raunchy Dare, and you had a Raunchy Dare.
Raunchy Dare. Oh, that's so funny.
Hilarious.
Like the
That's
fact that we're
funny.
both laughing about it shows that we're like
so
so in love.
funny. We're such
so
a
funny.
good couple.
It's like so
Can't
funny.
wait
We're a
to
great
marry
couple.
you.
Great couple. I can't wait to marry you.
We'd be so
like,
married.
and then we can like think back to this day and be like, remember we did like Raunchy Dare?
Remember when like you woke up blackout drunk again and couldn't remember what you were doing the night before? That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Raunchy Dare. Yeah,
so
so funny.
It was so
funny.
great.
So great. We're like, I love you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I thought this snapped us out of our funk yesterday. You know, like we like taking kind of a pause. You know, just like trying to talk about shit and like let's just like enjoy the environment we're in. You know, like let's enjoy our friends. Right, right, right.
Yeah, the only way our friends could be more enjoyable is if they were snortable. Am I right?
Wait a minute.
What did I say?
Hey, by the way, I'm sorry that I got so frustrated and bringing a level that made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry that I got so frustrated with you accusing me of being on cocaine when I've been in recovery and been very proud of this journey. I'm sorry that I got so frustrated by that.
I appreciate that, and I don't even know, like, how it got to that point, Carl. And he's like, well, I just hate what happened. I just hate that happened on Friday night, you know, because, like, I started to realize, like, I'm being annoyed and I'm frustrated, and it's probably because I'm tired, and it has nothing to do with you being, like, wasted and knocking over drinks and making critical remarks about me in front of our friends while you're wasted and I'm trying to stay sober. So, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, I just realized I was getting annoyed because it's like I always envisioned myself marrying a girl who wouldn't get so wasted she would knock over her martini at a public place. But, like, you know, sometimes that, like, doesn't pan out. And, like, I just realized I should probably just go home, you know? And I felt like I did what I should have to communicate that, but, like, maybe I didn't, you know? Maybe I'm just, like, a failure. I don't know.
Yeah, we're just like kind of missing each other. You like being high on cocaine, me just like having to deal with that. You know, I think we're just missing each other.
Yeah, she's not getting it at all, basically. Nope. She's like, thank you for your apology, which is so Lindsay. And he's like, yeah, well, I think, you know, basically what we need to do is keep communicating. Because you know what's really making this relationship winning? Our communication. It's killing it. It is killing it.
Yeah, our communication's like so good. So let's stop communicating until we get to couples therapy. Okay, mate.
She's like, yeah, let's just address it all in couples therapy. Okay, we don't have to talk about our feelings right now. Let's just go back to being happy couple who's got like a, you know, a Cuisinart deal coming through.
Yeah. So now we're in the kitchen, and Jesse walks in with a Starbucks for himself, you know, and he starts to massage West, and he's like, hey, does anybody want to go work out with me and Carl?
Mm-hmm. So Wes is he's like, oh, I'm drinking rosé, but I'll do it. So then they all are going to go off to work out. So Carl's like, all right, okay, I'm about to head out to Soul Cycle, everyone. Which, you know, he does like every 5 seconds. Hey, everyone, go to Barry's.
Doesn't make you not trust Carl?
It makes me not want to marry him.
Soul Cycle in general.
It's just like, listen, I'm not opposed to Soul Cycle, but I'm just opposed to people who are like really loud about it. You know, like, hey,
they
everyone,
are. That's
part
part
of Soul Cycle now.
That's part of it.
We are soul cycling.
That's like part of soul cycling is like the screaming out positivity shit. But no, I mean, it doesn't make you not trust Carl because do you remember that season? Wasn't it Lindsay where he's like, oh, we're totally together now. Like, it's so great to be together. Let's go to Soul Cycle. Oh yeah, hey, I'm hitting on the yoga chick from Soul Cycle at the taco truck. Wasn't he hitting or the smoothie truck or whatever it was?
I think it was technically. I think they had gone to a Barry's class, and then afterwards, y'all's Barry's, and then afterwards he was hitting on. Yeah, he was hitting on like a girl, like the ice cream truck or the taco truck, right in front of Lindsay, and then they got into a big fight that night.
Yeah, it was a smoothie truck. So I would be, you're right. Yeah, I'd be annoyed every time he went because I know what Carl looks for at Soul Cycle. You know, I know what he's doing there.
Yeah,
I see you, Carl. I see you, Carl.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Strauss has seen firsthand how the metaverse is helping surgeons practice the procedures to treat cataracts.
Cataracts are the primary cause of avoidable blindness.
He works with a virtual reality training platform developed by Fundamental VR and Orbis International to help surgeons develop the muscle memory they need. The result? More confident, capable surgeons. And even more importantly,
patients who can see.
Explore more stories like Dr. Strauss's at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
So they go to Soul Cycle, and the girl.
Hey guys,
at
I'm at Soul Cycle now. I'm at Soul Cycle. Okay.
The girl at Soul Cycle is the most Soul Cycle girl ever. She's like,
guys, welcome to Soul Cycle. Today we're cycling our souls. Guys, soul it up, guys. Hey guys, we're gonna soul it up. Hey, how's everybody's spirits? I don't care. I care about your soul. There's a difference. Cycle your soul, bitch. Today is about nothing more than yourself. What you can do, what you bring to today, that's all I care about. I don't care if you are going 1 pedal stroke per minute. You are doing your best, and that's what you're here for. You're here for your soul, and the soles of your feet will take you to your soul. Now go!
So Carl is talking about how working out is 100% the most important thing for him to stay sober, which good for him. I mean, that's so great. When I work out, all I can think about is there's drugs for this, right? Like, why am I doing this? There has to be a drug for this. Like, this is the biggest waste of time, and I smell. So I actively start Googling drugs whenever I work out. But hey, to each his own.
Yeah, everyone has their own way, their own approach, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's really helpful to me because I got a crazy brain and I like to sweat it out. So they work out, they do their cycling, and then afterwards they sit outside. It's, West is like, so, God, think about how good that class would have been if we didn't drink tequila and sleep on the fucking grass last night. Am I right? Am I right? Carl's like, it was one of the funniest nights we ever had. Wow. I mean, we've had funny nights, but like, wow, that was super fun. And wow, I'm in a great mood. I wasn't even fighting in a bad mood half this weekend at all. It was a funny night. Yeah, bro.
And so Jesse's like, so has Lindsay apologized for calling you a drug addict? What's up with that? She apologized yet, buddy? And he's like, well, if she apologized, I do not recall that.
So the answer is no. You could just say, I love Carl. Carl's so concerned about his communication. He's like, I thought I had communicated that, but maybe I didn't. And then with a simple question, he can't just say no. He's like, well, it is possible she may have said that, but according to my memory bank in my brain, I don't have any logs to that effect, so I'll just have to call another department inside my head to see if that is actually true.
So Sierra's like, well, it's sad for us to watch her accuse you of breaking your sobriety because I think like it's like a very strong accusation. And so she's like, basically, Lindsay's like that because she's a drunk. So Lindsay gets drunk and then acts like a raging drunk. That's not good, Carl. And he's like,
Oh, well, what I would say to this is that the feelings of the aftermath of the thoughts of it are love and so forth.
Carl, are you still with us, Carl?
Take a stance.
Hold on, let me say something very important. The love I feel for love is thou, import thou dost. Thank you.
Yeah.
More life.
I mean, the relationship that we have is pretty complicated, and so in that respect, while I would have appreciated an apology, what I did get instead was actually thoroughly of words, and therefore the words are in such a way that they were fulfilling in some respects, but in other ways they were phrases, and so therefore this is Carl. So Sierra's basically like, she's like, look, my dad was a terrible drunk, and my mom left because she didn't want the kids being exposed to all that arguing, and honestly, it seems a little scary that these two are, planning to get married and are talking about having babies, and the idea of bringing babies into a situation like that is like alarming.
Yeah. So now everybody goes back to New York, and the singer is like, you want the money, baby? That's right. You know who got it. You know who got it.
Then it gets to Carl having lunch with Kyle. So Carl literally know who has the money in this situation. He's like, hey, can you take that to
You're
lunch,
paying for
please?
this, right?
Yeah. And then a bird shits in the food.
Wait, hold on. Let me get my wallet out. Hold on, it's coming. Hold on. Getting the wallet out.
Did Lindsay say that to make you have Kyle pay for lunch? If I remember correctly, I don't recall that, but if she said that, I'm not sure. Perhaps yes.
So, sorry, a bird what? What'd you say?
A bird shat in their food.
I didn't catch that. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, well, the plate caught it because the food comes, because Carl's like, oh, so what is this? They're like, well, right here, you got some scallops and a bed of lettuces. And then, like, a drop falls right in. Carl's like, oh my God, did a bird just, like, poop on my food? What?
Kyle, I want to go to nature.
The bird was wearing a post office uniform. It was very
It's
awkward.
like, you know where Lindsay is. Just tell me. Just tell me. So now it's Wednesday, and we get an update on Danielle, because I've been wondering what the hell Danielle's up to. Like, if she kept her other job, her app job, or what she's doing, because she's been acting so unhinged lately. And the past couple of weeks, she hasn't been acting unhinged. Have you noticed that? She's been acting like normal Danielle again. So I guess now that she's back to normal, she's back at the app.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing. She's like,
That's great.
App.
Yeah.
And they're
She's
like, hey, so what do you think we should do about social media? She's like, oh, apps. That's what I think. App. What do you think about apps? I love apps. We should totally app it up.
She's like, I've got 2 monitors on my desk. There's a Slack channel going on, Outlook Mail, and Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint. Okay, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.
Oh, pie chart. See you next pie chart. App.
QuickBooks. So then now it's Thursday, and we have the return of Paige. We haven't seen her in like an episode. So she's in her apartment, and she's like, Gregory, and Craig is there. He's like, hey, what's up? So she's like, I'm just like taking inventory of your stunning, gorgeous, well put together closet. And she's basically dedicated a tiny linen closet to his 3 articles of clothing he's allowed to have in the apartment.
Yeah, he's like, I think it's funny that this is considered a closet in New York. It's like a wall was stabbed. Yeah, it is the wall that you stabbed, Craig. Actually,
I had to convert it into a closet.
Bar in there with some hangers.
So Paige has a call with a real estate agent because she wants to get a 2-bedroom apartment and she wants to have space for a king size bed. And she wants to involve Craig, but like only, I think, in an advisory role, because this is definitely going to be her apartment, not his apartment.
Yeah. So she calls this lady, Mia, and it's like, okay, let me tell you my situation. I'm going month to month, and I'm not in a huge rush. Also, I'm sitting next to a grown man child who actually thinks he's going to get a closet in the new place. He's a idiot and a dummy. Please get unstappable. Do you have anything with metal walls? Metal walls, please.
Yeah. And she's like, how much are you paying? She's like, $8,500. Can you imagine?
You have to 0.5 the amount you're paying. You know what I mean? Like 8,000. I think like with you'd be like, I'm paying a couple thousand. When you have to put a 0.5, that's crazy. How do people do it? What do people do for a living? That's what I want to know. I know what Paige does. She influences and she does a huge podcast, like a huge successful podcast. But like how huge and how successful and what? Where are you making this money? I want it. I want some. Somebody teach me your magic.
Yeah, it's wild. Like 8.5 for 2-bedroom in New York City. So she's like, yeah, so my boyfriend is like shaking his head because he lives in Charleston. I know, gross. And he just like doesn't understand what we're doing up here. I think he just only understood the concept of electricity like 2 days ago.
And Mia's like, oh my God, Charleston is not New York. You might want to tell him that Charleston is definitely not New York. So ask him the last time he had someone poop on his doorstep. Exactly, loser.
Yeah, it's so weird when he walks down the street. He keeps on going a boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba doom, ba doom, ba doom, ba boom, ba boom, ba doom. I'm like, stop it, Craig.
The other day, I called an Uber and he asked for a horse.
So Mia's like, so is this place going to be for you and your boyfriend or just you? And she's, wow, you're really putting me on the spot here. Is this Lindsay Hubbard? Just kidding. He lives half the time in Charleston, and half the time in the best place in the world, New York. So technically it's like for the 2 of us, but like I'm here most of the time by myself because it's honestly better that way. So yeah, just for me.
So is there anything else I need to know about this person?
Vaccines are mainly Gatorade. Craig, that's not things she needs to know globally. Just
one time I got a cold and I hit myself on the head, and then I have a permanent chicken pox on the back of my shoulder now.
Craig, again, not helpful in a real estate search.
There's so much fluoride. There's so much fluoride in tap water that last time I got my kidney checked, they were like, "Oh my God, did you bleach this thing? It looks amazing."
If you look at the moon landing, you can see it's just Amanda's backyard with the dewy grass in New Jersey.
So West is going to the Gloss Lab because why can't boys get manicures? Am I right? So he goes there with J-Bones. Hey, J-Bones. And Jesse Solomon is just like, oh, hi.
Hi. I've just come in here to get my smile widened. Thanks for joining me, bro.
I know. They've got hooks in his cheeks. And so Wes is like, yeah, Sierra and I did Movie Monday, which I don't know if Movie Monday is a thing, but whatever. And he basically...
Don't take away someone's joy. They're going to have Movie Monday. Why couldn't they?
I know. I really shouldn't. Why am I hating on America's favorite couple? So,
Seriously, America loves them. You better.
America loves them. America loves
Bobby.
America loves Movie Monday. Okay. So he had his first sleepover with Sierra, but it was like a rated G sleepover. They just like kissed and then fell asleep watching TV.
Yeah, which is weird. At this point, it's weird, right? How come they're not banging? Tell me the truth. What do you think?
I think they're both. I don't think it's weird. I think they're both like
it's weird.
She's guarded and he's like being respectful. I don't know. Works. No,
because Austin. How long did that take?
Half a
But
second.
you think Austin's just pushier and West is just
Yes.
like, hey, whatever.
Austin is
whatever you
pushier.
want.
He probably made her feel bad about herself in some way, and then used that to like somehow have sex with her. my theory.
So I'm just not used to anybody waiting for for anything. I usually have sex before the name. I feel like it's important. There are certain steps that you're supposed to take. One is just getting sex out of the way.
Well, I think that's Sierra's whole thing is that she's dealt with people like Austin. So she's playing the slow game, and Austin realizes that he has to. Not Austin. West realizes he has to like. If he goes too fast, she's gonna be like, gross. You're just like Austin. So he's like trying to create separation from her past, I think.
Okay. So, yeah. So they're boring. And so Jesse, not them for not having sex. I just mean this in general. So then they're talking about work, and it turns out West doesn't work. Did you know that? I thought West worked.
I thought West was a working sports writer, but apparently he's not. He got laid off. And, he's sort of doing the laid off thing in New York City, which is hard. It's hard also with journalism. I'm sure he'll get hired now that America loves him. I'm sure I think Sports Illustrated folded, didn't it? So maybe like Barstool Sports or like The Athletic or I don't know. Someone will hire him because he's like popular.
With America, who loves
with
him.
America
I
loves his take on
everything
sports.
is being written by AI now, right? I mean, I know that I'm comparing everything to Realtor.com today, and I'm really sorry, but that's all I've experienced the past 2 days. But whenever I look in there, I think it's just AI, because I'll be like, welcome to your new luxury bedroom dripping with glamour, overlooking the tree-filled slots of the Bahamas. I'm like, the Bahamas? Why? What are you talking about?
Tree-filled slots.
I'm looking in Hollywood, And yeah, it's just full of shit is what I'm saying. It's just like very verbose and it's full of terrible adjectives. And it's like some cheap place with the door hinge, like the door like off its hinge. Like they're like, welcome to the glamour dripping from floor to ceiling. I'm like, things don't drip from floor to ceiling. What?
Yeah.
It's AI.
Yeah, you gotta get it together. So anyway,
what do you need to say for sports writing anyway? All I hear when I turn on sports is
Lamar! It's Lamar! What do you think about Lamar? Is Lamar coming? Lamar's being traded to the Lamars.
Lamar Odom. So Jesse is talking about how it's gonna be fun to have Paige back this weekend, but they're like, oh, but her man's gonna be here, Craig is gonna be here, and West is like, well, are you gonna ask Paige if Craig will be your boy, or are you just gonna like chill or whatever? And Jesse's like, no, I mean, like, if he doesn't want to be my boy, that's on him, because I'm a nice, friendly guy. I'm just Jesse Solomon.
America loves me.
So the concern is, of course, that Paige may have told Craig that Jesse was flirting with her, and he's like, there's like a small part of me that hopes that this guy is like chill, like that, because like he could take this the wrong way and like try to beef with me, and if he's gonna be weird about it, like I'll just have to be weird back. And the producer's like, well, what does that look like for you? And he goes, I'd have to hit on Paige.
By the way, I didn't mean Lamar. I meant LeBron.
That makes much more sense.
That makes more sense, right? Because you said Lamar Odom, and I was like, no, I don't think so. Isn't that like the Kardashian guy?
Yeah.
So I had to look it up.
Lamar Odom just started up a podcast, I believe. I think I saw this with Caitlyn Jenner called Keeping Up with Sports. So good to see the Kardashian ecosystem continues to expand and flourish.
Yeah, sorry. I that's how much I'm into sports. I got the name wrong. I hear
LeBron,
Lamar. Okay, so Jesse is like, yeah, I guess I won't flirt with Paige, but let's see if Craig's terrifying. And Craig is not terrifying at all. But I think, you're no Craig. I think if you're into Craig, it's a very specific type. I don't think that someone else could just come steal you away from a Craig, Craig's a pillow magnate,
Yeah.
Just
So
steal
now-
a Craig. What are you going to just become a pillow magnate?
Yeah, you can't replace that. So even though it is probably the simplest thing to sew, it's just literally a square or a
Okay,
rectangle.
well, I don't see you in the Harris Teeter. So.
Well, I will make a pillow. If I decided to make a pillow, I will make a pillow. Maybe that's my next project, a pillow. So it's Friday, and now Craig and Paige are driving out to the Hamptons, and Paige is like, okay, Craig, if we were dating for like 6 months, and then I told you I believed I was a witch, would you stay with me or would you break up with me? He's like, it wouldn't bother me. Gross. Like, it wouldn't bother you if I was like a legitimate witch? Okay, what if I was like Lindsay Hubbard? How about that?
Gross.
Exactly. Burn me at the stake, right?
I don't even know what a legitimate witch does or is. I feel like I've met so many phony witches over the years who are like, I'm like Wiccan,
Hi, I'm Pauline Krakow, and I'm a legitimate witch. If you have an issue or a spell that you need, call me, Pauline Krakow, and I'll help you out. That's a legitimate witch.
Pauline Krakow. America wants to burn me at the stake.
America wants to burn me at the stake, but little do they know that if they keep me around, I have great things I can do with their feathers and animal paws.
Who is Pauline Krakow?
I just made her up.
No. I'm Pauline Krakow, legitimate witch.
The idea of legitimate witch.
I don't even know what a witch does because I've heard like of the witches from the past that got burned at the stake. And then, we see witches in movies like mean, horrible, scary witches. And then like fun, sweet witches, like cartoon witches. But I don't know, like, what is the legitimate witch? Should I be scared?
I feel like a legitimate witch. Well, I don't know enough about Wicca or Wiccan, but a legitimate witch, I think like a proper witch is supposed to actually do like spells to help people heal and things like that. I don't think that all witches are necessarily evil.
That's
I
what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
like they,
so
they
how
like
are you
burn,
supposed
like,
to say, like, are witches good or
things.
bad? Yeah.
Yeah, they put some they get like some roots. They usually get some roots and then like a feather, like a pebble or something, and they light them on fire and they cast a spell, and that hopefully makes you feel better.
So Craig's like,
Can boys be witches? Okay, abracadabra. Boom. Okay, you're dumb. I'm a witch.
so she's excited and for the weekend, and she's like, I wasn't there last weekend, but we've been having a great time. And he's like, I'm excited to see Kyle. And she's like, I'm so sick of Kyle. Just kidding. It's hilarious. It's so witchy of me.
I don't know if I'm a legitimate witch, but I'm definitely a legitimate comedian.
Witchfeld. So Lindsay and Amanda are in the same car, which is awkward, but I love watching these two give it a shot because they hate each other's guts so much. I can't believe I was waiting for the part for Lindsay to be like, oh my God, Amanda, could you reach that thing in the back seat the way back for me? Okay, hold on. Let me take off my seatbelt. Boom. Hits a mail truck on purpose. I was waiting for it.
Amanda's just like lodged into the mail truck through the windshield. So Lindsay's like, so there's 8 tonight and Jesse. So they're planning something exciting, and Lindsay says that Carl is going to be driving out tomorrow because he's really excited for the party tomorrow, and he's gonna he got a big surprise, and he's gonna drive it out tomorrow because the delivery is coming tomorrow.
So then Amanda is like, oh, wow, like we've seen Lindsay and Carl so happy before, but I don't even know what's real anymore. I mean, some of their fights are so dark. Like there's just so much going on. I don't even know what to think. Speaking of dark, I would feel so much better if there was sun in Manhattan.
Wouldn't it be better if their fights were in New Jersey? That way the light could banish the dark.
All they really need is a backyard.
Some dewy grass. By the way, dewy grass is the worst. I don't know where the fascination with dewy grass is. I literally hate walking on dewy grass.
Nobody
I don't
likes
want my
walking
feet
on dewy grass.
if I want my feet wet, I will walk into a body of water. But if I'm walking on something that's supposed to be dry, it needs to be dry.
I think dewy grass is like everything else that's outside. It only looks good from when you're inside. When you're outside, it's disgusting. People who say they love the outside, I love the outside too when I'm inside and looking at it. I'm like, isn't that so pretty? Look at the sky. But when I'm outside, I'm like, we're all going to die. This is disgusting. I'm getting skin cancer. Why am I out here?
Dewy grass is the worst. And I think that like there is like this type of person that romanticizes it, like the Caroline Flemings of the world, and now apparently Amanda Petula, who are like, the feeling of dewy grass on your feet. I'm like, I don't want subtle moisture in the
sweaty
grass.
You know what I mean?
It's disgusting.
gross.
And then it turns the dirt into mud, and you actually get dirtier because of it. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
so now everybody's coming to the house, and West is driving with Craig and talking about being from Missouri. And Craig says, I don't think I made it to Missouri. Is it even a real place?
What's Missouri? I don't even know. If I haven't even been there, I'm not even sure. Like, I think it's just something made up by Hollywood.
I have a theory.
Missouri is round. Prove me wrong.
Wow, that's a real twist on the flat earther thing, isn't it?
No, the earth is flat.
But
Missouri is round.
Missouri is a dome. It's a dome in a dome.
Missouri is a ball on a flat land. That's why it's always moving.
We should note, by the way.
That's why people keep missing it. It's in
That's
the
why
name.
it's called Ms. Yeah, it actually was part of Massachusetts, and then Massachusetts lost it, which is why it went from Mass to Miss.
Can I ask the listener something? Why are you here? Do you ever wonder? Do you ever just ask yourself that question? What am I doing here? Why? Is someone making me do this? Why am I here?
Missouri. They're here because the government makes them. Yeah, look into it. Do your research. By the way, I have to say, this is like, so one thing is that Kyle is coming in late. He is coming in on a ferry from his family reunion. And when Lindsay finds out about that, she goes, "Oh, ferry?" She's like disgusted. But also, like, every year Kyle goes out to his family reunion. I think that next season they should have the family reunion at the summer house. I want to see all these drunk New Hampshire wasps just being a mess in the summer house, you know?
Yeah.
Throwing beers around, wheeling around that grandma who's like 105 years old. I think it'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Raunchy truth or dare. So now we find out that Sierra and Lindsay are doing a Southern night because they're Southern girls. So they're going to make all the Southern food. And they're joking because Lindsay's going to make a cake. And they're like, well, let's try not to get in a fight so you can't steal it this time, Lindsay. And then we see a clap. We see the clap. We see basically an STD cake. We see a clip of last year when Lindsay got pissed off and took one of the cakes home.
Yeah.
Listen, I think that's Lindsay showing that she's a good person by not taking both of the cakes home. I would have taken them both.
That was a great power move. Because she talked so much about that pineapple upside down cake, and then she finally made it and took it away. So Paige is talking about her apartment hunt and how she looked at an apartment. It was like $12,000 a month. And Lindsay's like, well, Greg, are you going to contribute? He's like, Paige is like, no, absolutely not. She wants nothing to do with him touching her property.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I wouldn't buy a car with Craig, not being married, and I wouldn't have a bank account with Craig, not being married. So I don't want to be indebted to Craig. And he thinks he's going to make decisions in my apartment? Get out of town. No.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'd be willing to, but like, we don't know what we're doing, you know, because I don't understand. It's scary. So then
I wouldn't let Craig pay either, because you know Craig would be like, this is like a cool living room, but it needs a pool.
Yeah, absolutely not. Definitely not getting his input on real estate.
Yeah.
So, which is funny though, because he was like, everything with his house, he's like, hey, Paige, what about this room? Hate it, rebuild it. Okay.
Well, she's more trustworthy in that way.
So, so Kyle shows up, and they're cooking, and Craig, it turns out, has not had liquor since September. Wow, God, I'm so glad for this reality reckoning. Everyone's just so out of control with their drinking on this network.
Well, no, he's not stopping drinking, just liquor, which is apparently a thing. You know, people do that. I mean, I've known people that do that. I don't see the difference really. I mean, liquor does taste better than wine, so maybe you're drinking less, right? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I know it's
so
all
Craig
alcohol.
is like,
Somehow I realized there was a huge difference between like a fun boyfriend and like a potential father to kids. Because I was like, oh, like, you know, you don't just go from being the fun boyfriend and then boom, you're a dad. Like you have to take steps. Like somehow I realized it. I don't know how I realized it.
I'm a witch, idiot. Because Paige
like,
told you she was going to leave you if you kept acting like a fucking drunk idiot and telling everybody you're too rich to clean. I think that's probably how it happened.
Because Paige basically is like, every time he acted like an idiot, she would give him a look, and she goes, I feel like I just like tricked you into thinking it was your idea. No, this was like my own journey. Walk in 3 circles. Okay, I'm going to walk in 3 circles now, guys.
My journey is now taking me into 3 circles. Love
He's
circles.
so stupid. Craig, flap like an ostrich. Right now, I think to be a good husband, I have to flap like an ostrich. That's just what I have to do.
Why is your head in the ground?
I didn't
You're
say
taking
do
it
that
too
part.
far, Craig.
This is why I have to trick him into. This is why I have to cast my magic spells.
So now people are swimming. West is lying on Sierra's hip. America's in love. And then Kyle and Craig are stocking the outdoor fridge. And, you know, Kyle loves nothing more than talking about relationships. Kyle loves to talk.
So what's going on with your relationship? Well, you know what this wine bucket makes me think of? Me and Amanda. God, didn't we almost have it all? What about you guys? You serious? Hey, do you think that Bird's with anybody? Bird! Your relationship?
Hey, Bird, you ever thought about getting together with the dog? Remember that? Bird dogs? Kind of my thing in the beginning.
And Craig's like, wow, what is this new lover boy? He goes, yeah, look at Amanda. She just works so fucking hard. Look at this new logo she did. It's a lover boy logo, but now it's over a pink and blue background instead of orange. God damn it. Love her.
It's like, isn't that the same?
So he's literally the same. They put a different background on it. He's like, God damn it, I'm obsessed with her.
So he's saying how Amanda, they work in different parts of the company, and he hopes that Amanda has some sort of like sense of ownership with the brand, and but she needs more time to decompress because of what she does. And
wait, but Kyle's wasn't that one of their fights before, that she doesn't have ownership of it? She was like, I'm just an employee here.
Yeah, I think he's putting a new spin on it. Because it was also like, you take too much time to decompress. And now he's like, you know, sometimes she just needs time to decompress. So he's like, oh, by the way, you said the spirits thing, you're like not drinking as much. You're still going to drink Loverboy, right? Because we're on TV. You're kind of popular. So I kind of need you to drink my stuff. Is that cool?
Yeah.
He's like, so I was just wondering if like that's a Paige thing. Like, did Paige ask you to do that? And he goes, no, I've been working on my mental health. Yeah. So like, and my physical health, like all my health, like my wall health. That's been good. Pool health. I love Paige, but like I'm becoming the best version of myself. And like, if we work out, we work out. But if we don't work out, we don't work out. But if we do work out, but kind of don't, then it's like kind of okay, but kind of not too. You know what I mean?
And furthermore, 30% off at Zara this weekend. Oh, damn it. I put the wrong thing into the Craig spell to make him say that part. Oh, shoot. Wait a second. Who's Craig making spell. Me say these things? It's like it's just Paige is making Craig have this totally fully like mature response. She's just in another room with like a little doll doing a spell, making him say all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, so what do you mean? You don't see a world where you end up with Paige? And he's like, well, I mean, she really likes New York, and I really like Charleston. And, you know, she really wants a season that's not about someone else's fucked up relationship and marriage or engagement or breakup, so that we can finally like have a season of our own. So that would be kind of nice.
Well, so Kyle's saying that like he respects that they have really put an effort into this long term relationship or long distance relationship. But eventually, like, this is weird because, you know, last summer Craig was like, yeah, we're going to be probably engaged by the end of the year. And now he's saying like, well, you know, if she's with me, she's with me. If she's not, she's not. So Kyle feels like Kyle's digging, I think, for a red flag.
Yeah. And so he's like, well, me and Amanda have struggles with moving. I'm like, oh, God, why are you pretending this is anything else other than you needing a chance to talk about Amanda?
Yeah.
We already knew that, Kyle. So he's like, yeah, Amanda's ready for a white picket fence. And I'm going to, like, have to make a sacrifice, I guess. And Craig's like, yeah, like, he's hoping that, like, I don't know. I got lost in my notes. Kyle's like, you know, it seems like a lot's driven by how Paige is feeling. He's like, yeah, hi. Her name is Paige. Have you met her? That's exactly what it's driven by.
Yeah. So then meanwhile inside, Lindsay's like, oh, by the way, Paige, I wanted to ask you, I bought a bunch of dresses to be Southern like tonight. It's like, oh yeah, sure. Well, you always dress like Jessica Tandy, so it shouldn't be a problem. Let's go look.
I love that Lindsay is just like going to whip out all the polka dots. That's her goal.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm Southern, and so Southern people like a lot of polka dots. It's just, what do you think of this polka dot dress? No. What do you think of this polka dot dress? No. How about polka dots?
So Jesse arrives, and in a great callback, he shows up and West goes, hey man, come put your body weight on me. I was like, wow, it's back. The body weight.
Put your weight on me. Ooh.
Yeah, they are very, they're very other seasons of the other guys. So I think they're going to phase the other guys out soon.
Yeah. I think so.
I think this is like the new generation because this is the first time they've had two new guys who are actually good. So they actually made an effort this year into casting. And I think Carl and Kyle, I think, are on their way out soon. Sorry to say it, everybody, but I see it coming because they're doing that. Like, put your body weight on me and like, you want to go to Soul Cycle? Oh.
Yeah. All the
classics.
classics.
Stops. Yeah. The fuckboy thing. Yeah. They're doing the whole thing.
So Lindsay's putting on these like polka dot dresses, and Amanda's like, I feel like Carl would be more upset if he didn't see you in this one. And Paige is like, yeah. Okay, well, put this one on. And so then Jesse's asking where Carl is, and Craig is saying that Carl is excited to drive out this big surprise and everything. And Jesse's like, sorry, but like we all know why he's not here. It's not that he's excited about the surprise. And then we get a flashback to Soul Cycle where Carl was told them all, yeah, I'm probably going to skip Friday night so that way I break the cycle of the Friday night fight, which, by the way, the fight doesn't happen because on Friday nights there's some sort of thing that happens to Lindsay. It happens because it's the two of you. It doesn't, like, it'll just happen on Saturday now instead, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So Kyle's like, yeah, well, I've been told by people that have been at their apartment that it looks like they're sleeping in the separate rooms as well. So Lindsay was caught in bed with the cardboard cutout of Lindsay, and Carl was nowhere to be found.
Dude, like,
by the way, Danielle, right?
That has to be Danielle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else.
I mean, Gabby. I guess it could be Gabby. But
could be Gabby.
I feel like Danielle would be the one gossiping to Kyle about it.
Yeah. So Craig is like, it's like, dude, not sleeping together is like not a good sign. And Kyle's like, yeah, I mean, what I saw with you guys, you guys have seen some like deep rooted challenges in their relationship. Like, I'm worried for the guy. I'm worried. So now Lindsay's putting on a different polka dotted dress, and Amanda's like, that's like very like, I'm going to do the laundry, but like with a little bit more cleavage and leg action. And Paige is like, yeah, it's like frumpy and dated and stupid. So it's like really perfect for you.
So let's pretend that we like Lindsay so that we can like meddle in her relationship. So they're like, what's it like being stupid? No, Paige. So what's it like with Carl? Have you guys had time to talk? And Lindsay's like, Carl's not even sexual. He doesn't even have sex with me. And like, we maybe have sex like once every 10 years. They're like, whoa.
Yeah. So we find out they're really not having a lot of sex. You're
not even having sex with him? I mean, God. I mean, I could understand all this fighting if you guys were at least like having good sex or something. Like,
Well, maybe that's why there's this fighting. So, Lindsay says they have sex like every 2 weeks or so, but when they have it, it's like really good. And Paige is like, yeah, when people talk about their sex life, they usually lie a little bit. So like if you say you don't have sex until 2 weeks at a time, that's 6 weeks. So
it's like girl math. So
yeah, and then the big cliffhanger is that Lindsay is like, well, the problem is you guys, your boyfriend and your husband at least initiate, but mine doesn't even initiate.
Dun dun dun.
So
what do you think's going to happen with these crazy kids? I just don't know. Will Carl and Lindsay make it?
No, they will not.
Make it.
That's a bad sign. He is not into Lindsay whatsoever. Bad news. Bad news bears.
Yeah. Well, everybody, that is, or bad news otters, because I think Carl would more be an otter than a bear.
He is an otter, yes.
Yes. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for being here. Go get tickets for Europa and our LA show coming up in May over at watchwhatcrappens.com. Also where this video is. Hi. And our bonus episodes. We'll talk to you next time. We sure love you guys.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
We're Pilch Poppers for Jen Pilch.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Chadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Hey grown-ups, the Cat in the Hat Cast is a new podcast from Wondery, perfect for the whole family. Join the Cat in the Hat and your favorite Dr. Seuss characters as they get whisked away on a new adventure every week. Fish dreams of creating his very own polite and quiet podcast. That is, until he gets a surprise visit to his Fishbowl podcast studio from the Cat in the Hat himself, and it becomes very clear that the cat has other plans for the podcast. And those plans are the opposite of quiet. Sing along to new favorite songs, try your luck at Titanic tongue twisters, have some fun with wondrous wordplay, and most importantly, bring your family along for all of the adventures in the Cat in the Hat Cast. Follow the Cat in the Hat Cast on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to the Cat in the Hat Cast early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Wondery Kids Plus on Apple Podcasts today.